Hi guys, MJ's Cobra back again, and I thought I'd do a little behind the scenes look at how I made my Tomb Raider video in Littlebigplanet. Tomb Raider level even, while back. Anyway, that's ages ago that I actually made this, so it's going to be a little bit sketchy with the details, but I'll just give you a brief overview. Basically, you'll see a lot of these are just basic player sensors, activate the voice or a camera, or the global settings like the light or something like that, sound effect. These ones here basically toggles the light between two different things, dark and lighter, to so basically you're getting deeper into a cave, so it's going to get darker. Here we've got a load of emitters which activate when you pull the switch under the waterfall. Again, these are just basic fire things. Down here again, like in the other tunnel, you get a darker and lighter area. Basically, this switch here activates this block to let you get out, but it also takes you all the way back to the entrance of the dune. And here activates that camera. Also makes these blocks here dissolve and spawns in individual blocks which then fall to the ground, so it looks like the floor has collapsed. Basically, I wanted to do this kind of like an old style Tomb Raider, where you've got to put search around the level, find something to activate, like a lever or something to help you get in. Here we've got some steps where the way it's blocked, and I want to get kind of little Tomb Raider references, like when you walk up here it says no, and finding keys. Keys are important in Tomb Raider, and this one here basically has got a couple of tags on it, which I'll get to later. To get that down, this switch here has a tag sensor which activates the camera, and it also activates the sound and that drawbridge there, so when the block gets pushed across, that goes down. But here we've got the boulder which comes down, another classic Tomb Raider part with a massive tag on it. That's just basically a tag sensor. And when you get to here, this is rather complicated, I can't remember how it works really, but basically it's a player sensor which activate these timers here, which activates the sound effects. It also makes a little dissolvable block disappear in front of the boulder as well to make that fall down, as you can see there. And yeah. So basically you get the boulder out of the way to make this door open, and to do that you got two tags on this sensor here, and the player sensor as well. Now it's attached to that little gate. If you look back at the key here, it's got two more tags on it, one being the key and the other one being the key holder. So when that gets dragged over to here, and the player drags it on there, it senses that, it raises that little door, and this little trapdoor goes across and holds it in place. These are just more like sound effects and lighting and that sort of stuff as you go through. Yeah, just a very basic jump over the spikes. And here I want to do another puzzle where you had to basically do multiple switches to get the staircase to lower. So basically what happens is that you have an output of this switch here, this switch here, and this switch here. They all go into this AND gate on this microchip. So when all three of those are pushed, it activates the camera angle, it activates a sound effect which goes wood creaking, and it also activates this thing here which makes the stairs go down. They're just basic up and down pistons holding them bats. Then coming into here, the final room of this part of the level. As soon as you step on this area here, activates the voice, change of sound effects, and also multiple camera angles leading into each other. And then when you step on here, there's another player sensor which changes the music again, has more sound effects and video angles. It also spawns objects out of these as well. So it basically looks like the roof is collapsing when you pick it up. So yeah, that's the end of that half of the level. Now it's time to switch over to part 2 and we'll have a look at what comes in that. Right, here we go, part 2. What I've done basically is had a little voice thing here and a load of the things that spawn I put on the ground, and I wanted to create an effect of the roof falling in and daylight coming through, so basically I just got a load of big lamps, attached them to the ceiling and had them shine down. So yeah, once you move those grabbable blocks, which are fabrics that move easily, you come through and that block there gets destroyed when you stand in this space here, which has got a player sensor on it. It also activates the music and the camera angle as well. Yes, just attached up there. I don't think I actually need to put that destroy tag on there. I think it's dissolvable, it does itself. But yeah, the tag's down here, all the way down. Just change the camera angle, keep the music going. And just hide in here. Right, now this is part here. I spent absolutely ages working on this. I'm no expert, so yeah, that's probably a lot easier way of doing this. Basically, what to do the plasmodus flaming jumps. That's basically a player sensor and a switch. So at the minute it's got a tick on, which means that the flames are on. As soon as they get near there, it turns it off. It also starts 2 timers, which sets it to go from off back to on again. I'll just do a quick example. Get this camera angle out of the way. Right, so you stand there. That's turned them to off. It's also started the timer, so when that timer reaches the end, it turns them back on again. Now then, like I said, I'm far from being an expert at this, so I haven't actually worked out a way of resetting it so it comes back on again. So if you fall down, well, you're screwed really. Yeah, that's just the cinematics leading up to it. Just like Plasmodus, you got a underwater section, so if you do fall in, you just swim back to the start. But like I say, there's no way of actually, at the minute, resetting the flames so it starts again. So yeah, that's a big problem. But it should be easy enough to get across. This one here got another little puzzle area. Just a simple tag, activates the cinematic. Here I've got a couple of tags. I don't think I actually needed all of them. I think it's just to make sure the sensor actually worked. I've got torch 2 and make that grabbable. Basically, I'm not really sure what that destroying thing was on there for, but yeah, basically the idea is to get rid of this big block. On this microchip there's a sensor, which is a torch 2. It sets it on fire. As you see along top there, sets it on fire. It also starts the timer. When the timer's full, it then destroys that object. This switch here makes that get destroyed basically. Another cinematic thing here, which activates the key coming down. As you go along here, it changes, it gets darker basically on each of these, and I'll come back to them in a minute. So it's getting darker and darker and darker. You get to another AND switch here. Basically each of these torches have a sensor, which I'll show you on this one up here. Yeah, basically the torch sensor means that it's off at the minute, but as soon as it senses it, it turns it on and turns that flammable. When all of those are activated, each one of those torches go into this AND section here. They also trigger these cinematics and that sound effect down there. And it also activates these two pistons here, which in turn bring this big platform down. And then there's another door, very similar to the ones down there, where you got a sensor that sets it on fire, starts a timer, and then destroys it and makes you through. Also starts this timer here, and that goes onto this microchip here, which starts off the camera angles and the sound effects. There's also an off switch which turns it on and sets the rest of the roof on fire. So as you run through, each of these player sensors here activate these emitters here, which gives off a bit of debris. So as you run along, they fall down behind you. So each of those, as you go along all the way across. And when we get to here, another camera angle that gets lighter. The block there. And so when you make player sensor, which changes stuff again. And once you grab this, you've got a grab sensor which destroys the dissolvable little triangle at the front. So then that one there. So as that goes down, these tags activate. You get sound effects. And you get the tag sensors here. So when that tag activates, you get a sound and the cinematic. And there's another one further down here somewhere, I think. Oh yeah, the clouds have got anti-gravity things to keep them there. And when you get to the very end here, you get another tag sensor there, which activates these cameras in order, and sound effects, and then finally the music, which results in the end of the level. So yeah, that's it. I'll say it's probably a lot easier way of doing it, but that's the way I managed to do it in the end. And hope you enjoyed watching this, and if you did, I might do some more. So thanks a lot for watching, and bye!